The Rangers win the World Series and a ton of awards. This is the Roundup. Welcome into the final. It's over, people. The last Ranger Roundup of 2023 with your pal RD. Well, they did it, folks. Now, I took some time off towards the playoffs and whatnot because once they got hot, I am a very superstitious person. I played baseball, most of my life, softball throughout my adult life, everything like that. And so I do get quite nervous. And I start, if they're winning, I'm not going live. If they're losing, so welcome in, Ranger fans. Congratulations to you and your long awaited time. They won it. I mean, I'm still in shock. We were doing strikeout beer the night they won it all. And then we were like, you know what, let's go outside and get some stogies and just watch the final inning. And then we went live from strikeout beer. And it was a little bit overwhelming. We had like friends and family, people texting, all over the place and just kind of saying, hey, congratulations to Ranger fans. And, because I got family up in Kentucky and Carolinas and whatnot. And they were like, oh, man, look great. You guys look great, and I'm like, oh, the boys played hard. They played hard. And it got a little dicey, but they pulled it off. I mean, you should be so excited. And then the parade looked awesome. I was going to go to it. I was already downtown that day. And I was like, yeah, maybe I'll roll over there and just, but it is what it is. Just a beautiful ending to 2023, to be honest. And let's recap it just a little bit. Let's give it the old Ranger Roundup try. We'll talk about some awards, things like that. Okay, listen, I'm still nervous. I don't do this very often either. I've taken like a month off. And so I just can't, I got to get my feet back underneath of me. Right. And this is, like I said, this is the last show until probably spring training. And then, we'll work ourselves back into it because I had a lot of fun. I'll be honest with you. I had a ton of fun. I don't know if I'm the good luck charm because when I started doing this show, they were just winning. And I mean, go back and listen to like episode 1 and 2 where I'm just nervous, a wreck. And you could hear the excitement in my voice. So let's start off with the wild card. They got faced up against the Tampa Bay Rays. They handled them back to back. I mean, just 2 games swept them, right? And they're like, okay, well, because I'm a little nervous. I remember when the Rays, beat the Rangers in a play-in game one year. You know what I mean? You're like, one game, and I think you had to get in or something like that. It was back in like, I don't know, 6-7 years ago or something like that. So they come in, beat the Rays October 3rd, 4-0. And then next night, 7-1. The sticks were hot. They were just booming. And you're like, okay, well, chances are they're going to have to play the Orioles. They will have to play the Orioles. Excuse me, because this is the wild card to get into the AL, the divisional series. And the Orioles at the time were like one of the hottest teams in baseball, if not the hottest. And if that doesn't make you nervous, I was like, man, this is going to be a tough gauntlet that they're going to have to go through. Right. And they handle business, sweeping in 3 games. First game, 3-2, second game, 11-8. It was a freaking shootout. It was awesome. And then game 3, 7-1. The sticks were hot. Pitching was really good too. You're like, okay, game 2, a little shaky, you give up 8 runs, but you saw what was coming. Astros took care of business. They met the Rangers in the ALCS. And I'll be honest, I lost faith. And I'll explain as we get there. So we start off 2-0. The Rangers win 2-0. Their game 1. You're like, here we go. Pitching is on point. You scratch for a couple runs there. Game 2, 5-4. You're like, oh, buddy. The juices are flowing. Rangers do very well on the road. Astros play very poorly on the road or at home. Excuse me. Then game 3, they're in Arlington. First game in Arlington, everybody starts to go bonkers, right? Astros clobber them 8-5. It was a hard-fought game, but this is where you start kind of losing faith a little bit. Game 4, Astros just hammer the hell out of them, 10-3. Pound town. Beat the crap right out of them. And then game 5, it comes down. It's like, it was terrible. Like game 5 was soul crushing. You're just sitting there like, yeah, this sucks. This sucks. Here we go again. Pitching can't stop nobody, blah, blah, blah. Astros win 5-4. They're heading down to Houston. You're like, well, I'm pretty sure the Rangers ain't lost a road game yet. So you're feeling slightly optimistic, but you're like, it's the Astros. The MLB will get them in. They will get them in. And sure as hell, game 6, Rangers come out and pound the crap out of them, 9-2. And then game 7, Rangers just put the exclamation mark right on them. Just put them in the ground, 11-4. Beat the crap out of them. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the divisional series, or the ALCS. Adolis Garcia wins the MVP of the ALCS. Massive home runs. He had 3 in one game. It was absolutely bonkers. I'm pretty sure I had 3 in one game. Man, it's been so long. I probably should have took some notes because, to be honest with you, it was such an emotional thing. I wasn't watching the games like trying to prep for a show or anything like that. I was watching as a fan. I was just caught up in the moment. Every single pitch, you're just like, oh my God, this is awesome. It's amazing. And, it just was phenomenal. And guess what? In the World Series, you got 2 teams that are really good. The Diamondbacks fought like hell to make it to the World Series, and they absolutely deserved it. They're a good team, right? But they just went cold at a weird time because they are small ball. They'll small ball the hell out of you, but they can hit some dingers, to be honest. So let's go ahead and take a look at the World Series. Game 1, it came down to the wire, 6-5. The Rangers won by 1. Game 2, Diamondbacks beat the crap right out of them. You're like, all of a sudden, like, what the hell's going on? 9-1. 9-1? What is going on? Game 3, 3-1 Rangers. Game 4, 11-7. Now you're like, oh my God, all we got to do is get this win. All we got to do is get this win. And then on November 1st, 2023, the Rangers beat the Diamondbacks 5-0 to capture their first World Series championship. MVP honors went to Corey Seager. He was a lightning rod in this series as well, along with Adolis Garcia. Garcia got hurt, and then I think he missed the last 2 games. Otherwise, I think he would have been MVP. This team would not have won the ALCS without him. I mean, a ton of other games. Let's be honest. I mean, this guy was absolutely amazing this year. Garcia and Seager, just phenomenal work. Great at bats. Pretty good. I mean, think about this. Garcia, it's like he's got to be one of the best right fielders in the league, right? With a cannon. You're not running on him, and Seager looked good. He had a couple boots here and there, some plays that people were very critical of on Twitter. But I'm like, what are you going to do? Let's just chill out, shall we? Let's just chill. Anyways, so yeah, they captured that. They captured the World Series. Like I said, parade looked awesome. Now, there are some awards that have already gone out, and there's awards that have not been what do you call it? Given out yet. I don't know. As of today, like 13th, the Jackie Robinson Rookies of the Year Award, that'll be out probably here in the next 2 hours. Tuesday, Managers of the Year, Wednesday, Cy Young winners, and Thursday, MVPs. Let's go ahead and talk about the Rangers already getting, they already got a couple awards. Rangers, Corey Seager and Marcus Semien win the 2023 AL Silver Slugger Awards. I swear, I thought I didn't get the Golden Glove Awards. Dang it. That's one thing I forgot. I think Lowe got them, and I think of 2 other people. I think Garcia got one as well. And that's bad planning on my part. I apologize. But the Rangers received the first American League Offensive Team of the Year honor. It's crazy. I mean, and this is an award that went to the Rangers and the Braves, NL and AL, obviously. But it says right here that both the Rangers and the Braves led their leagues in hits, home runs, RBIs, batting average, slugging percentage, and OPS. That's how much firepower the Rangers had this year. It was absolutely amazing. And it was a lot of fun to watch. And I'll tell you what, that ballpark was packed damn near every single night. And to be honest, it's going to be hell on wheels to get the tickets next year, especially after them winning the series and having such a great year. Good luck. I hope you get season tickets, or at least like those 10 packs and everything else. Because if not, I think secondary market could be a little dicey. But wait, closer to game time, I've noticed that some of those tickets kind of pop up a little cheaper. You know what I'm saying? Especially on like a Wednesday afternoon. I love going to the Wednesday Dollar Dog, like 1 p.m., 1:05, whatever it is, pitch time. Oh yeah. Now, you got your American League MVP finalists, Shohei Ohtani, obviously up there. And then you got Corey Seager and Marcus Semien from the Rangers. I think it's going to have to go to Corey Seager. I mean, yeah, you can give American League MVP to Ohtani, but considering he got hurt, 3/4 of the way through the year, they didn't get to the playoffs. They didn't really do anything. He really wasn't the difference maker for LA. LA had a very bad year. If I had to pick one of the three, I mean, Simeon, I think, didn't he play every single game? He started like every single game, played in every single game, had 100 and I don't know how many effing at bats or something, plate appearance. It was bonkers. And then American League Manager of the Year finalist Bruce Bochy, Kevin Cash, Brandon Hyde. It's got to be Boch, right? I mean, you took a team that was absolutely garbage last year, spun them around. Now, yeah, they spent some dough. Finally, the Rangers spend money. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. And then they brought in Bochy, and boom, bing, bang, boom. There you go. You got yourself a world championship. As far as outlooks for next year, I was going to pull up some stats and some things like that. Who's the early front runner to win the league, to win the AL, and to win the World Series, things like that. But they didn't even have the Rangers in the top. I don't even think they're top two, to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure I pulled the futures up, and they didn't even have them listed because obviously it's tough to repeat, and obviously with the Rangers, not being, it doesn't have the established track record. I think when like Houston won it, they were like the favorites the next year to win it, which was this year. But yeah, I couldn't be happier. And sitting out there that night and just having a smoke and talking, having a drink. Me and Alan just talking, all the Ranger fans that came through the Strikeout Beer stream that night. It was great. It really was. You got to soak it all in. You got to see the team celebrate. It was great. It's been a long time coming. And when you think about how close that Rangers fans and the Texas Rangers that got in 2010 and 2011, they're one strike away. They're one out away, one strike away, and it just unraveled both years. So big cheers to them. Congratulations to the Texas Rangers, and congratulations to all Texas Ranger fans out there. Suck it, Houston. How about that? Because they were bitter right out of the gate, but it is what it is. Haters gonna hate. Had a great time watching all the games. Had a great time doing this show. Excuse me if I still feel a little green, a little unprepared for a lot of these shows. There's a ton of games, ton of data, ton of stats, and I still haven't mastered podcasting yet. It's still something that I get very nervous while I do it. But I appreciate each and every one of you who have listened and tuned in. And maybe next year we'll actually have a Facebook and Twitter page. We already had the Twitter page X. It's at TX Rangers Roundup Pod. But yeah, I hope to have, maybe we'll do some videos and whatnot next year. Again, let's go Rangers. Cheers to you. Have yourself a great off season, and we'll see you back in February or March. All right, let's go Rangers. Listen around.